Everyone thinks quitting your job is risky. It's not. Staying too long in it is. Because the longer you stay in one place, the harder it'll ever become to believe you could survive without it. And that's when you're actually trapped. There's a specific sign that this is happening, and I see it all the time. And I'll come back to it. But a 9-to-5 feels safe. It's portrayed as something that's safe in society. Stable income, predictable pay. But keeping your entire career or a big chunk of it in one company is like keeping all your money in a single bank account. Again, it's something that's portrayed as safe, but it's not, because nothing compounds. Inflation eats it, opportunity cost eats it. And who actually grows from your money being in a bank account? The bank. They're the only ones, because they lend it, they invest it, and they compound it while it sits there for you. So you get comfort and they get growth. It's the exact same with your career. You feel stable in a 9-to-5, but they're the ones scaling. Your work builds their asset. And if you're not building something outside it, then you're not diversifying. So now the sign that I mentioned earlier, I see this all the time. I saw it in myself and I see it in so many others. People who stayed in the same job for too long start saying things like this. I don't even really know what I do. So they're actually good at their job beneath it all. But they don't know how to describe their value outside of it. Now, that's not incompetence, that's just over-familiarity. They've been tested internally for so long, they forgot to test themselves externally. And this is when insecurity starts to show up. And I think it shows up differently. There's two types of people. There's people who turn inward on themselves and start kind of ridiculing themselves, that negative self-talk, severely doubt themselves and just kind of shrink amongst it all. And then there's people who turn it outward and just start treating other people like shit. So they project certainty, avoid being challenged, and protect themselves at all costs. Different personalities, but the same root. Both are just deep insecurity because they haven't trained their independence. And here's the uncomfortable part. One day, you're going to want to leave your job, or you're going to have to leave your job, or negotiate, or try something different. And you'll really hesitate. You'll tell yourself you're not ready. And that's not caution, that's just rust. And rust happens when something hasn't moved in a long time. And I felt it. My first job, I stayed there for 3 years. And when I left, I remember lying awake at night thinking, how am I going to get another job? And nothing changed about my ability, but my confidence was completely depleted because I'd never tested myself outside that building. I knew my role and my identity in there, but didn't have a clue what it was outside of there. And that was only after 3 years. So imagine that scenario after 7, 10, 15 years. And I still live by this, that lesson that I learned. I'm now 3.5 years full-time freelancing, and it's working and it pays really well and it feels pretty predictable and the income continues to go up and I'm really enjoying it. After 3 years, that's when I know I need to get a little bit cautious because comfort is seductive. So this is what I've started doing. I've started recording 1 video a week, started putting myself out there, even though I'm slightly uncomfortable with it. No guarantee it works, but what I'm doing is simple. I'm just diversifying. I'm trying something new, something that isn't my full-time job, so to speak. I'm building skills the market values. And the one thing I've learned from every experiment that I've tried is that it pays off in some way later. It might not be the way you expect. So this might not be a channel that, racks in subscribers and views. But I do know, and what I'm learning, putting this into practice at least once a week and, taking it seriously is that it will benefit me down the line. I don't know what it is. A connection, a new skill, an unexpected opportunity. Because small investments always compound. And that includes when you invest in yourself. And you never see it immediately. But it's happening. the first rule of investing is to diversify. So why don't most people do that with their careers? Now, I'm not saying you need to quit tomorrow. You need evidence. But the only way you're going to get that is by making a start. Write that one post, record that one video, sell 1 hour of your time to somebody who doesn't know your name. Train your independence. Because the moment you prove to yourself that you can operate outside one system, well, believe me, your confidence changes so fast. Because I went from being a quiet, zero confidence person working in my job to somebody who looks at himself very differently now. Believe me that the best way to accelerate your confidence and expand your options is to back yourself. Back yourself. Take that first small step. Back yourself and see what happens. You most likely will be really surprised where it goes.